Two organizations really helped me. One was Inroads, which I mentioned earlier. Inroads was just such a practical, corporate-focused, weekend intensive. It was like polishing a rough stone. You know, all the edges. You know, what do you wear? How do you speak? How do you present? How do you do analysis? How do you, do everything in business so that when you get out there, even though you're a senior and you're graduating, you're already 3-4 years steeped in corporate tradition culture with that same network. And I think Inroads was invaluable to me, and I recommend anyone out there to recommend it to people in college in particular. It's inroads.org. And then the second one was my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, home of Bob Johnson, home of Reginald Lewis, home of a number of folks who have gone on to become great entrepreneurs. And having that group of young men who were, we were social, we had fun, we, stepped with canes and had all that, and all the great things that go on in college, but at the same time, my friends all wanted to be dentists. They all wanted to start their own business. They all wanted to go on to law school. And so you have to ask yourself when you're surrounded by those people, what am I doing? And I've had those same friends since, undergraduate who continue to keep me on that pace of, Kwame, what are you doing? And, I'm over here, I've done this with my life, I've got these degrees, I've, started this business. And when you're around that, it's a great sense of almost cooperation. I mean, it's not just competition, but it's cooperation. It's how they meet. And it's positive peer pressure. And I think that's been an invaluable organization for me. And then in terms of life balance, I think that really goes back to my earlier statement, which is you got to define that success for yourself. I mean, I think having family and having a successful marriage and children, those are all important, but you have to decide what stage in life that's important to you. And,
Kwame Jackson was very enthusiastic about his upcoming projects and spoke of all the new ventures that he's working on.
Yeah, there's a couple of exciting things. I mean, I have two companies. One's Kwame Inc., where it's really a personal branding company for professional speaking, television, movies, books, etc. And then I have Legacy Holdings, which is a private investment firm really focused on real estate development. So those are the two buckets of activity. But a couple good things I can announce. One, I'm the national spokesperson for North Carolina Mutual, which is the largest and oldest black company in the United States. They've actually done an affiliation program with my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi, and I've become the national spokesperson for them. And it's really focused on financial literacy, which is something that's very important to me as an entrepreneur for the African American community. Secondly, I actually just closed a hotel deal that I'm very excited about. I was a co-development consultant with a longtime African American entrepreneur in Springfield, Massachusetts. He's launching a hotel in Connecticut, a sleep-in and suites that I'm very excited to be part of. A lot of people don't know that 40,000 hotels are out there and only less than 1% are owned by minorities. So glad to hope, increase that number. So I'm excited about that. I'm working on a book, and then I've also got a national television special coming out that I'm very excited about. It's called What's Up on Finance. It's on PBS, and it'll be in 450 markets in April. Once again, focused on entrepreneurship and financial literacy, geared towards high school students and graduating seniors to focus on those core areas. So I'm very excited about all three of those things.
Some of the ventures he's working on is in real estate, an upcoming TV show about finance, and even a book that is in the works.
I think that there's a lot of long-term wealth to be created through not only holding but developing and teaching others how to be and excel in that business. And for me, I'm just a novice, I'm just getting started, but forming some good partnerships, some good alliances towards doing larger and larger deals. I just bought my first Manhattan property in Harlem. I'm very excited, a condo at 123rd and Lenox. I'd owned a home before, but it's good to be part of the gentrification of Harlem to see that community change. And then now, like I said, I helped to do this hotel deal. I just brokered a small land deal in Spanish Harlem for a high-rise luxury tower that's going to come up in about 2 years. So I'm trying to dabble here and there, get my feet wet, but it's definitely a big boy, big girl game. I mean, you got to have the capital, you got to have the resources and the track record, and you got to have that deal that you can point to so that people go, oh, he did that, or oh, he's affiliated with that. And that's what I'm really trying to build right now so that I can get to larger and larger projects. For me, I'm trying to follow behind Randall. He did the campus CEO, and what I've been doing in terms of really why I think I've been dragging my feet is I want to find a topic that I want to write about. I didn't want to do the 10 lessons I learned from Donald Trump. I didn't want to do an apprentice-related book, which I was approached with right after the show. And so right now, I think I'm focused on a book called Me Inc., and it's going to be about personal branding. So that's what it's really going to be about, to really break that down for people and how they can brand themselves spiritually, in their relationships, in business, and really go out and use those techniques of looking at yourself as a business entity. So hopefully it'll be out there. Nobody's still my title, still meeting with literary agents, but I think it definitely has legs.